Hello and welcome to another review. This time we are taking a look at the Blockhood by Plethora-Project LLC and published by Devolver Digital. And the game is said to be a neighborhood building simulator that celebrates the diversity and experimentation of cities and unique ecosystems within them. But I would say it's a production chain management game where you manage your resources and keep them in equilibrium to get what you want. And I'll explain why that is when we get there, when I show you the sandbox part of the game. So the game features challenges where you have different goals, like produce 500 beer, 1000 money, and less than 100 units of wheat. So this is where you have to keep them in equilibrium, as I said. No need to produce extra wheat if you don't use it for things. Then you have sandbox, where you can change the terrain layout for yourself, and it affects the amount of blocks that you can use. And that is the absolute maximum. Then you have tutorials, 10 of them. Highly recommend doing the tutorials and really taking in what they're saying, because it does explain the game really well, and you do need that knowledge going ahead. And then let's go to the sandbox. One thing that much people have complained already, and it's a small complaint from me as well, the UI is kind of difficult to read, especially like the white text on white background, especially like in this part here. It's kind of difficult to see what's being said there, unless you really squint your eyes in there. But anyways, let's jump to the sandbox here. A sandbox gives you all the blocks, naturally, and the space you want to use. So let's close this here. We'll close this here as well. Okay. So here's the UI for the game. Menu here. Then you have analysis, which shows your production basically, which is something you really want to keep open all the times. Then you have data information here. You can see DK data, production data, access data, and structure data. And you need all of these going well. Decay means some of the blocks you build, like they have requirements, input requirements, like this one is money and electricity, and if you run out of electricity and money, or one of them, this block will decay and break, and if it's connected to something else above it, it will quickly cascade and break your whole block. Then we have the production data. See if the unit is productive. Red indicates that they are not producing, so you can troubleshoot why they are not doing anything. Then you have access data, and units need to be accessible for them to produce something. And then structural data to see if your blockhood is gonna collapse like a house of cards. Then we have tutorial, which shows you this sandbox information, but on challenges and tutorial missions it shows you the information again, like what do you need to do, which is very nice. I wish there was a UI element somewhere on the side here, also telling the key points of the mission, like produce X beer, X this and this, to complete that. Then you have key bindings here, and then we can start doing things. So this is the create menu, which opens one of these basically, and these are different things you can produce. These are basically pathways, view stands and stuff like that, escalators, elevators, sitting areas. Then you have production for power, beer, oil, all kinds of different production things, mist collectors. And then you have all the housing, so for example apartments here, and then shops, hotel rooms, and offices and factories and stuff like that. And then you have the green space here. You can make some grass hills and trees for fresh air, leisure, to eat pollution, and all kinds of stuff like that. These actually produce leisure. Maybe should we make a couple of these? Let's see. That's all soil. Let's make a small hill here. Maybe not. Now let's start by making all the basics. So you need basically apartments and some kind of money making early on. so that you don't bankrupt your city. And you need all the necessities for that. So power, of course, very necessary. So we'll just build a couple solar panels here. The arrows up here, I mean, there's an adjacency bonus they get when you do that. Now that we added a few of those things, you can see that there is now a production of electricity, and this is my accumulated resource of electricity. We can also take this inspect tool here and see the information on the solar panel here. You can see that where the exits are in those, so it's the white arrow pointing this way, and where they are connected, the green ones, and the red ones are not connected at the moment. On the right side you also see the information that it's a solar panel. It's producing the green cogs, and the small human there, green as well, is if it's connected or not. And it's a synergy bonus, so there's other solar panels next to it. Rate of production, and there you can see it is outputting electricity for us, which is this amount here. And next thing we need is basically water, and there's a few different things we can use for water, like the mist collector, which takes money and knowledge to do it. So knowledge comes from schools and stuff like that. There's also well, which takes no input but produces water. And since we probably don't want to waste too much money yet, so I'm gonna just go and do a few wells, and we'll put them here. I don't know. Too much space. We'll just put them here. Couple wells there. Actually, wells have a negativity synergy from being next to each other, so let me actually blow them up. There's no cost for building. Nothing of these cost you any money when you build them, so you can quickly plan whatever you want, but you don't have to basically keep them, and you can just redesign immediately if you want to. So just feel free to build whatever you want, as long as you're feeding it all the necessary inputs. Let's actually start with the roads. I'm gonna do a corridor here. Plaza. Community and leisure. This is just a path. And I need to actually connect this here, so that the power actually gets connected. And here we can loop now. So this is now connected into that. And let's make it a bit more this way. You can see the tiles light up every now and then. That's when they are checking if they have a connection and all the necessary stuff they require. We are losing money now since we made the path. And I'm gonna get the water production for now. Not landfill. Put the well in a corner here. There. Now we have electricity and power, so we can start to think about apartments which require leisure, fresh air, and electricity and water. So we actually need a few trees. Let's get a couple trees up here on the side. So these will start producing now fresh air for me. Take some water from the well. And they also get addition bonus from each other. I'm gonna make another well, since they now eat basically all of my water production. There we go. So now I have leisure from the trees, fresh air, electricity from the panels, and the water. So we have few options for houses here. Corner apartments, which generate labor and youth, and also a bit of grey water and organic waste. Then you have large apartments, which generate youth and consumers and the waste products. And then you have small apartments, which is labor and consumer. So it's basically families, I guess, single people, workers, and then kind of young couples, corner apartments. And then you have some of these other ones as well. And we'll start with one of these small apartments in here. So turn this. placing blocks sometimes is kind of annoying if there's another block in the way, and you have to kind of rotate the map. It gets even more annoying when you are higher up, as you can build on top of each other. Like, if I really wanted to start a tower block, we could just plop these down on top of each other. We don't really want that yet. So I'll make a couple of apartments here. There. Next to each other. Oops. And let's see, we're losing money now. We are losing water as well. So I guess it's another well. We could actually make a water tower. Yeah, let's make a water tower in here. I'm not really planning what I'm doing other than just placing things. So you want to keep these mostly on positive, except the waste products like the organic waste and grey water. But you can use those for different things as well. But our first thing to get is really start producing some money. And what would be nice money for us? Let's get some alcohol production, why not? So we need a fertilizer for the wheat, labor and water. Labor and water are already being done. And we need fertilizer, which we can do, for example, from organic waste here in the anaerobic digester. So we'll get one of those. Just next to that. Not that there. Let's put it on this side of the road. So here we go. Now we are losing organic waste, which means I'm gonna actually add a couple more houses. A couple large apartments. They produce a lot of garbage for me. Or waste product, I guess. And this is where I have issues placing the house from that angle. There, now we have a bit of a production and not losing anything. Fresh air is kind of on the limit. That's fine. So now we are producing the biogas from here and fertilizer, which means we're gonna fertilize the farms now and just let's make a couple of wheat farms here. And now we have wheat production. Let's see. I think we can make one more. There. So now everything looks good. Other than you're complaining about being faced in the wrong direction. So now we have wheat. And we need to start making beer. So we need a brewery. Put it there. Oops. And maybe another brewery here as well. And more water. So let's make another water tower there. Let's inspect that these are all properly connected. There. And then we need to actually use the beer, so we'll make a bar. This is a bar. And turn the camera again. And place a bar there. So now we have money coming in, but labor is low again, so we'll get some more apartments there. And then electricity goes down, and this is pretty much the whack-a-mole of this game. Something runs out, you add another thing. Something runs out, you add another thing. So a couple more solar panels. These are totally free, they just take space. So now we need some fresh air, which means a couple trees maybe. Let's add a few different looking things here. A couple poplars, which actually put my pollution on the negative there. So I'm now actually eating pollution. I don't know if I need pollution for the poplars to survive, which is kind of interesting. I might have to destroy the poplars. Yeah, the poplars actually do require pollution to work. That is interesting. Let's instead put some other trees here. Just one of these 2 trees. There. So now everything is pretty much on the positive there. We are not hemorrhaging money, which is great. And we can add a bit more road. We'll continue this road. Over here. And probably lose all my money in the process. We may have to increase the beer production. Yeah, now I'm losing money again. So let's add another bar in the block there. And we're still good on everything. Yeah. Oops, except I didn't want that there. There, let's blow up that. And let's start to think about the second level for this housing project of ours. So I'm gonna add not an elevator, let's do escalator. No, let's do stairs. How do we make it look nice? Let's put it there. And a road piece. And then road piece on this, and this. So now they can actually access this higher level here. And we can put some more housing up here, or whatever we want. Really. Yeah. Now we're looking at the numbers here again. So we're producing now organic waste and grey water. And it says here, if you accumulate some of these resources, be careful, as some resources might have negative effects on excess. So you don't want tons and tons of grey water or organic waste or anything. And there's different things you can use that. So for example, we can make more biogas and fertilizer, which we could use for more power generation. So let's just add another one of those there. Now our organic waste is almost nothing. And for grey water, we can do algae farms, for example, here. So now we're not producing that much grey water either. And that gives us a couple new things to play with. The biogas for gas generators, which would produce a lot more electricity than panels. Those might be actually wrong way. Yeah, just flip those around. Yeah. So now they are actually producing properly. And with the algae, I think we can do like a... What do we get? Fish? Was it fish? No, we can do plant terrace. That's fertilizer as well. Let's see, where was the algae? One of these required algae. I thought it was fish. Well, anyways. As you add no, it was a biomass generator. Yeah, this is another power generator here. So the algae can be used to generate power with the biomass generators. If you turn it in the right direction. And it's also getting synergy from being next to the algae farms here. Actually, the better solution probably would have been just blow those up. Put this one in the middle. And the algae farm on the other side for more synergy. There we go. So this is now synergy 1, 2 and 1. Because they are next to each other. And now we are producing basically clean power out of our waste product. And this is basically block code. Very short look in the game. But basically you produce these different materials or consumer goods, I guess. I don't know what they're supposed to be properly called. And then you accidentally place a building there. And you kind of have to keep these on the positive or negative if it's something you don't want to produce too much. And kind of try to balance the levels properly and keep adding more and more complex things. Like we did the chain with the alcohol production. So we are first having houses for labor, water, power, leisure for the houses. Then we made a bar which required us to make alcohol, which was a weave into breweries, and then the excess product is now made into power and the biogas and algae and all kinds of things. And there's a lot of this in this game, and it gets progressively more complex when you add things. Like for example, we are now producing youth from the large house, and we could add a school, which was, where was that? That's a clinic. School here, which takes labor and youth, and we could add a school on at the end of the road here. And now we are consuming youth. We need a bit more children, so we add say another house here and another house. Oh, I did actually not select the house properly. Seems so. A house and a house and a house to make the youth be in there. And now we have need for leisure again. We can take one of the plazas, for example, and make like a nice plaza here to bring some leisure to the people. And now with the school we are producing knowledge, and buildings like the mist collector can be used now to produce water. We can plop it up here to collect mist by consuming knowledge and water. No, sorry, money. But anyways, that's my quick look into the Blockhood, and it is pretty interesting game. When I saw the first trailer for the game and the Steam release trailer as well, I was like, I don't know what this game is about. You're making strange blocks into towers, and that's it. And this production chain part of the game wasn't really explained at all in the trailer, and I was like kinda lost. But when I got my hands on the game, I was surprised how much fun it is actually to create these crazy contraptions, and especially when you limit yourself. This is a very, very wide map, 20 wide. This is the max size map anyways. When you have like 5 by 5 tiles to work with, and you have to build upside and not expand sideways, it gets interesting having to figure out where to put those blocks and everything, especially when you start to worry about structural data here. Like this one is not very structurally safe. Access data and all of these. It becomes surprisingly interesting. I mean, it's not the most best looking game out there, absolutely, but it really does tickle that same spot as games like Anno, Factorio, where you do these different production chain games, which are really awesome. And I think this definitely deserves a try. And I need to play some more myself as well, just to fill up this whole area with 700 blocks that work together well in balance and no excess use for anything. And that's gonna be a challenge. Also, trying to make it look nice as well while doing that. Now I just pretty much place the things wherever I've seen some really, really awesome looking creations already. Especially, I saw someone make a kind of river going like this. With beaches on the side, and then you can do these sloping hills instead of just totally flat areas. And you can have a house on the hill. And something about this isometric style always has really interested me. We'll make a beer garden in there, in the corner with some palm trees. So there we go. I highly recommend checking it out on Steam and giving it a go. I want to know what's coming in the early access. The game is currently in the early access, and it's already pretty expansive with all of these different options here. If you're doing it for the challenges, then maybe you might not want to buy the game, or you might want to wait to get some more challenges, as it seems there's not too many of them available at the moment, but I hope there is going to be more added later on. So that's it from me. So thank you for watching this quick review look into the Blockhood. And if you like this one, check out the other reviews and quick looks on the curator page and on the YouTube channel. Also on the YouTube channel we have a bunch of different let's plays, recordings of different games, guides and stuff like that. And also I live stream every day on twitch.tv/Blanar from 6 PM GMT +2, so Eastern European time zone, till about 2 in the morning, so 8 hours minimum every day. So if you like games like this, or other strategy, builder management games, and few RPGs and other random games here and there, come say hi and take a look. But anyways, as I said, thanks again, and I'll see you guys next time.